Israeli forces, as the occupying power, have systematically dismantled Palestinian media infrastructure, silencing voices through restrictions, threats, targeted killings, and censorship. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to address the 2024 International Media Seminar on the critical issue of journalist safety and the major challenges surrounding the ongoing conflict in the occupied Palestinian territory, which has persisted for 76 years. Today, we focus on the vital role of journalists and the immense obstacles they face in Gaza. Ensuring their safety is essential as we collectively strive for peace. Journalist safety is fundamental to press freedom, particularly in conflict zones like Gaza. Our committee's position is grounded in Article 19 of the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, which upholds the freedom to seek, receive, and share information. Unfortunately, the situation in Gaza and the West Bank starkly contrasts with these principles. 1 year has passed since the events of October 7, 2023, when Palestinian militants attacked Israel, followed by a devastating Israeli response in Gaza. Since then, access to information has been severely curtailed. Journalists have been killed, newsrooms destroyed, foreign press blocked, and communications cut. Israeli forces, as the occupying power, have systematically dismantled Palestinian media infrastructure, silencing voices through restrictions, threats, targeted killings, and censorship. In the past 380 days, over 130 Palestinian journalists have been killed by Israeli forces in Gaza. These were voices reporting on possible war crimes, silenced before their stories could be fully told. In the West Bank, 29 journalists have been detained, many harassed, intimidated, and placed under administrative detention. The UN Special Rapporteur on the right to freedom of opinion and expression has documented ill treatment of detained journalists, including sexual and gender-based violence, particularly against women journalists. Despite global outcry, none of the perpetrators, including the killers of journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, have been brought to justice. 4 years, Israeli blockades and restrictions in the occupied Palestinian territories, including limitations on movement, checkpoints, and the destruction of infrastructure, have made it increasingly difficult for both local and international journalists to operate. Despite this, journalists in Gaza continue to report on the humanitarian crisis, often at great personal risks, providing the world with an accurate picture of the unfolding tragedy. We honor their courage and recognize that their loss silences their stories and severely limits the public's access to the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, despite Israeli repression, the world remains aware of the Palestinian issue, largely due to the relentless efforts of journalists. Behind the headlines of conflict and humanitarian crisis are courageous individuals risking their lives to document the suffering, destruction, and displacement of the Palestinian people. Your support for freedom, for press freedom, is crucial. The work of journalists ensures that the world is informed of the grim realities in Gaza.